Coming from you, that's an honor.
No, if anybody has any questions, I'm sorry about my
So,
back.
yes, Mr. Ebenau, thank you again for the work you've done and coordination with us. While I'm not going to open it up to the public, I am going to open it up to the council just to ask, do we have questions for Mr. Ebenau?
I don't have a question, I have sort of a comment that, something I'm hoping you'll say. I read your report, thank you, great summary just now. One of the things you say in the report is that you say, it doesn't look like there was fraud or embezzlement or anything like that. It was just all this sloppiness, lack of controls or whatever. So I feel like that's a really important thing to say to the public, because there's all sorts of, I mean, it can lead to those things, right? But
Oh, it absolutely lead to it. Even at one point in time, bank reconciliations weren't done for over a year. Okay, there could have been embezzling there, there could have been somebody breaking into your bank account, some scam or something like that going on. Fortunately, in that year that had happened, the audit report showed nothing. So you were extremely fortunate, you were extremely vulnerable, okay, but you were extremely fortunate, even to today, that nothing catastrophic has actually happened.
And on that note, I agree with you that I'm not aware of anything that would suggest anything fraudulent.
No.
However, in that year, 2022, you mentioned nothing happened, but we couldn't find $75,000 through lost entries. It wasn't.
Which is, yes, that 22 year was a tough year. 74 there was over $100,000 of overdrafts. There was a reserve for, the reserve was called, something wild. I've never seen that before.
Miscellaneous revenue.
Miscellaneous, yeah, it was wild. You just don't have that, okay? It was here, okay? And that was overdrafts. They didn't know what to do with the overdrafts. They charged us account. You had, at one point in time, 53 bank accounts. That's a tremendous. A lot of the C.M.F.O in City Patterson, we didn't have 53 bank accounts, okay? And that was over $100 million budget. Then on the other years, it was about 30 somewhat. Those bank accounts we would have to be looked at. I don't think you need that many bank accounts, especially in a small municipality like this. And you don't have a whole bunch of different variants where you would need different trust funds and escrow funds and stuff like that. Again, internal controls, simplifying things. It was just incredible. And the deviations, you could be missing almost $1 million in surplus from one annual financial statement to the audit report. Cash, huge disparities, huge. So there's a lot.
Yeah, thank you for the report. I think it was well done. A lot of the items that you were identifying were accounting, bookkeeping, discrepancies, errors, bad habits, bad practice. Similar to the audit findings, were very similar to what you were finding as well. So that was,
Yes.
and just reinforcement of that. Have you come up with a list of specific recommendations, early action items, critical ones that you would put in a priority order for us that said these are the absolute things we need to do ASAP? And have you gone through an action plan that you
Not a
developed?
full-blown action plan. There are hints of that in here in various different areas. I'd be happy to get together with Jeanette. I've known Jeanette for a number of years also. But yeah, and like I had said, we were speaking earlier, at this point in time, to undo everything, to bring it back to where the audit report should be internally on your books, it just doesn't make any sense. I would rely on the audit report that you had just received, even though it's for 2023, to reset those 24 balances, even though you've already done your, completed your annual financial statement and your budget, I would still go back, okay, to make sure that when the orders come in for 2024, you can find some of those issues that may exist, which will help you in your 2025 year to get at least better beginning balances, because 24 is the best. 24 books your debits and credits that we can.
Is the investment that we've made in you doing this, we want to capitalize that going forward. So if you do get together, Jeanette, please do, and bring that back to, the administration to make sure that we are implementing some of the best critical practices that we need to address.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and great comment. comments, Paul, and just to state this clearly to the public, Jeanette is our CFO. Jeanette will lead the charge. Some of this you already were aware of, some of this may be helping, insights you've already gained. And I
Take it
have.
from all angles.
Well, you are only one person, and this might need an army. However, we are very committed to straighten this out as soon as possible.
I've got confidence in Jeanette. Like I said, we've known a long time.
A long time.
Yeah.
So do we have like a time frame of when this can be organized, and can the financial task force help out with this? We have a committee?
I'm not sure. I know I've spoken to the mayor. He mentioned the financial task force. I'm not sure what their actual role is. But I would run everything through, the CFO.
Okay, that sounds good. And I do have to comment that I did like that, in the last budget that we didn't have the council last year didn't have the financial data to make an educated decision.
That's right.
And I'm really glad you acknowledged that. I mean, I didn't know what to do. I thought maybe we had to change our form of government just to break this cycle. We didn't know what was going on. And I'm just so glad that you found Fred, and it sounds like we can actually resolve this and finally
Oh, absolutely.
break this cycle. And you said, you went back to 2019. I'm wondering how long this really went on, even before that.
Like I said, 2018 didn't look too bad, but then the downfall really started in 19, and it really accelerated thereafter.
Right. So I'm glad we can finally get to
The other
resolve
thing
this.
I learned, not on the books per se, but in speaking to the mayor, I was that the governing body was actually fined.
Yes, we were fined, yes.
But I don't know how you could. put
Almost
a budget
$1,000
together,
each.
Which is terrible.
Yes, it was really frustrating, and we just wanted to do the right thing,
Absolutely.
and we couldn't make an educated determination. We didn't have information.
I don't think they did either.
This is wonderful, this is very
Based on my
refreshing.
review.
It's a very good day for Granby Beach, and I thank you for the time.
You're more than welcome, thank you.
Any other comments? The one thing, again, I've thanked you a couple times, and we all appreciate just getting some better insight into our challenges. But I did want to read for the public, and for the record, for the minutes, one specific comment you made. It was on page 8. You said, across all the years examined, there is a consistency of bad record keeping and books grossly disagreeing with the audited and unaudited financial statements. As a result of this, it is very difficult for a governing body to make an informed decision on financial matters, including the introduction and adoption of the annual budget.
Right.
And that not only captures in a nutshell the challenge we faced last year, captured in a nutshell the challenge we face this year in preparing this year's budget.
Yes.
And when the prior mayor was asking what kind of prep work have we done, and I said, it's difficult because the data we have is somewhat questionable. I'm not sure he fully appreciated, I kind of wish I had your report done before I invited him to speak, but I'm not sure he appreciates the lack of quality in the data that we began this year's budget preparation with. So this is illuminating, and I do appreciate your work.
Thank you.
All right, I think you can go home, sir.
Thank you very much.
No more questions. Thank you.
Well done.
Okay, we will move from workshop to, from presentations